Greetings to Black South Africans, greetings to the mighty Zulu nation, and then for the purposes of this video, greetings to the wonderful, friendliest and most hospitable and most welcoming of other nations, the Basotho nation. Ke le dumedise. Ka jeno ke tla bua Sesotho. I'm a purely Zulu man. Both my parents are Zulus. So, fela he ke la dula Qwaqwa dilengwana, mohlomong lemo tse ka bang tse tsheletseng around the 1980s ho fihlella ka 1992. So ke teng moo ke ithutileng Sesotho hobane ne ke hlaha Soweto, and Soweto ne ke hlaha ho yona e ne se na Sesotho se sekalo. Ne re dula sebakeng se tletseng Tshivenda, and then re bua seZulu he rona, so ne ke tseba seVenda far better. And then itse ha o qala black on black violence ka 1985, hola it coincided lo rona be re falla re tloha Chiawelo banne re dula Chiawelo re lo dula Snawane. So and then ke dutse Snawane a re kgwedi tse 5 fela ya ba motho o sa falla hape ra thola re le Qwaqwa ka ntle ho plane ka baka la violence e la ba teng e ileng ya qalwa ke ANC ka 1985. Hantlentle violence qadile Sebokeng ka 1984, fela mona Soweto e fihlile ka 1985 e tliswa ke UDF ke ANC. So ha re matha re falla dibakeng tse ka reng Qwaqwa ne re balehela ANC. So re ya makala ka jeno ha ho thwe maZulu kapa Inkatha ke bona ba qadileng dikgohlano mahareng a batho, as if they are the ones who terrorized us. You as Basotho know very well, especially coming from the Val areas and everything. Ho ka bua even ka Boipatong massacre ke dintho tse etsahetseng ha mmamorao lemo tse 6 ka mora ho ba batho ba bolawe ba tjhiswa ka ditayere ba tshwengwa ke ANC e qadileng ya attacka black consciousness people bo Azapo PAC pele e fihla ho Inkatha. Alright, so ke bua ka that history ha kgutshwanyane because dintho di ngata tse leng hore re a di safara ka jeno ka baka la hore Basotho ba ha rona ha ba bua nnete, ha ba ka ba emela nnete, and then le file ANC matla, and then la re phedisa bohloko. So wa lona tjena okay taba ke buang ka hodima yona ke ya ho bolawa ha ausi ya rutehileng ya motle mane Emfuleni in a display of great heartlessness that a man can easily shoot a human being in broad daylight just like that. Ha ipatalo ipata sefahlong ka mo ho senang molao ka teng South Africa, o etsa motsheare tsatsi le tjhabile pepeneneng, you know. And then ho na le motho ko ga o sheba video kwane motho e mong pejana mane o mo shebile ha kgathalle la naya ho yena o itshwaretse sebetsa se sa hae ka letsoho motsheare motsheare o motonana hadi o tshware sethunya ka letsoho o lo thunya ausi gore ha hona ntho le ntho e mo susumetsa go like pelo ya e shwele. There is no conscience, ha ona letswalo ho yena o tlwaetse. And ke sure ha qeta ho mmolaya jwalo o ile a lo enjoy le metswalle ya hae ba e nwela ha jwalo. But there's a dead person, an excellent educated black woman dead. I would have said we have been hijacked by thugs. Yes, we all know that. And then originally, how hopola hantle Sebokeng, bo Sebokeng, dibakeng tseo before re fihla ho violence ya di-hostel ya 1990, ha re kgutlele ho 1984, 85, le tla hopola hantle hore ANC ba ile etsang they approached batho ba ba ne ba sa rate sekolo, the thugs of our townships, ba ba fa matla ba bona ma-comrade, and those are the people who later then became, street committee leaders. So but ba hopola bo makiskosana jwalo, it was the usual thugs ba makeisheneng, batho ba ne ba tshajwa ka ba the criminals, mare he maZulu le inkatha ne ba sa ba tshabe. So that's the other thing that the ANC exploited, because they knew that the IFP back then and the Zulu people were disciplinarians, ne ba tshwana le Marashia a Basotho. A ka go gopola nona Marashia a Basotho kore dinokwane ne di sena black age, like because no ka bitswa Marashia a rarollele mathata jwalo ka community, matata a dinokwane and the likes. So we in Sotho areas ho nona le Marashia, in Zulu areas there were Zulu men. So those people used to be custodians of community order. Ne ba toba dinokwane straight, and then ho say easy for criminals to do as they please. And then the ANC went and took those criminals, exactly those criminals, and empowered them as to lead their so-called people's war, thus actually attack the male structure of communities and impose those young rebellious men as our custodians, who then later ran street committees. So the very nature and character ANC became thugs from the onset. Now, la o fihla mane o hirwa ke masepala, maybe you come in with your qualifications, you are a good Mosotho person. Ha o so kene mane, nnete fela ko gore go na le ditshosetso tse teng ka gare tse tlo etsang gore o ska kgona go sebetsa ha monate, hobane or rather hore o ska kgona go emelela nnete, because jwale o so shebile mosebetsi wa hao gore ha o ka etsa tjena le tjena, batho ba le batla go etsa tjena le tjena, and batho ba ne ke bomang ke batho ba sena le di-qualification, ke di-owner tsa ANC eo ya hao, and then ke bona ba leng gore they determine the order and the chart of the day as to who hokai and everything, and then tseo kaofela tlamehile di satisfy bona and their insatiable desire for money. And so we never got any freedom. We moved from white English colonialism to Boere apartheid to ANC oppression, because we are under oppression. We never got any freedom in 1994. We got oppressed by the ANC, and then now we are oppressed by the ANC and DA. So we are back to colonialism actually at this point in time. So mare ko batho ba bo rona ba nang le nnete ba la qetella ba ina le tswalo ba sa kgone ho emela dintho, because sethunya sa ANC ga le ne se qale nnete fela le joinile ANC eo le tseba hantle hore batho ba ke ba bolai, because from the very launch of the ANC they were already murderers. Ke yona ntho ne makatse nna hore Basotho ba batlang ho ANC, because really ha ne re baleya mo that was before ho ba le pleke bitswang Gauteng ne santse di Transvaal, ha re baleya re ya bo Qwaqwa ne re balela ANC. So how did the people who hosted us as we fled from the ANC then become ANC? I couldn't understand that. Ha re ya Qwaqwa mo ne ke kena sekolo teng, Qwaqwa was being run by the Kwankotla party, therefore Dr. T.K. Mopedi and them. So those are the people who protected us and helped us to get education and the likes. right? Just like in KwaZulu, the Inkatha and the Mangosuthu Buthelezi and them were protecting education there and enabling those who managed to get into KZN to study there. Gwandebele, same, jwalo, 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 jwalo. So now, how to this day I can't understand. How did Basotho get to hate Mopedi or TK Mopedi, who developed Basotho so well? Because outside Kwakwa, there was nothing developing Basotho better. Instead, the quality Basotho that were being groomed were coming out of Kwakwa. The whole Free State was being destroyed. And then batho ne ba balela bo Qwaqwa go ba le thola thuto ha re fitla mane di boarding schools tsa Qwaqwa ne re kopana le batho ba hlang dibakeng tse kaofela tsa Free State who came to Qwaqwa to seek education. But the same people then advocated for the ANC. Kanti ne re balela amakeisheneng a rona. How do you ha ke sheba today, the people I met at boarding school, ke bona di boso tsa ANC today. The people with that we met at boarding school who came to seek education at Qwaqwa are the bosses in the ANC. And then when you look at some of their profiles, e bohloko ntwena because ke batho ba leng gore ne re robala beteng e le nngwe, ke batho e leng gore ba bang ne re dutse metseng ya Qwaqwa mmogo le bona, mara ha se ba atlea ba lebala batho ba Qwaqwa ba leng gore they sacrificed to welcome us to the homeland. Ba re dudisa, ba re hirisa, ba re thusa and everything. Ra atlea ha ba qeta batho se ba tsamaya ba ba sia ba futsaneile jwalo. They don't build industrial areas for them. They forget about them. They just focus on their never satisfying bellies. Their bellies just never get enough, So they are in scandals. What for? Because first and foremost, but when all right, so they are earning money I have never even tasted. But on top of the money that they are earning, they are thugs. They are not being satisfied. What do they want? There's a stage where I learned in Qwaqwa. I haven't been to Qwaqwa since 2010. Kabaka la yona tšhelete rona re sebetse jwale ho thata bophelong mona, re la sacrifice for nothing. If you're not ANC, one of the friends once said to me, ore better ke nke ANC card and then otla nzamela nna ke zamela ka ANC card. Freedom e bohlokwa, I understand. So freedom is exactly including freedom of choice. So I don't have to have an ANC card to prosper. All right. So anyway, so they are in positions of power. Why are they thugs? They are earning a lot of money. Why are they thugs? You find people in horrible scandals of water tanks in Qwaqwa. And then the other time, I think it was before 2020, there was this group on Facebook here about Qwaqwa. Balwanela metsi ha bana metsi Qwaqwa chatima ba qeta ba we bile mona ha fudi Qwaqwa hona le letamo le leholo la Sterfontein damo why metsi a wa sa tle ho rona aya Gauteng ha chatima and everything ka be ka be butleng metsi Sterfontein dam ha se about ba Qwaqwa in the first place. The water on that dam comes from KwaZulu-Natal, where I originate from, which is Bergville. In Bergville, we've got zero water because the system here Makgowa colonialism, because this system predates even apartheid, is pyramidal. It ensured that it actually prioritizes Transvaal and Cape Town whites and their industries and factories above everybody else. Therefore, but babatho ba dibakeng tseo become better blacks than the rest of us. So metsi a re feta rona mane Bergville ka pompa ho etswa matamu a isang kae Gauteng, rona metsi a rona in KZN ha no setse masimo a rona ha re thuse ka nnetse ha tswe pompong tsa rona ha tjha tima, similar to what was happening in Qwaqwa. So be ke ba botsa hore dilemo tse kaofela hobaneng batho ba ANC ya lona le ratang ba sa le ahela matamo kapa to expand bo fika patso bo metsematso to absorb all these additional blacks of theirs whom they are in bringing from outside the country, who are making our township, our original township, to basically to be expanded. Like more, they are double the size they were in the 80s or triple times the sizes they were in the 80s. Ke a makala ha o feta le ka koloi bo Petrostain and those townships have expanded. They where do those people come from? Those are Zimbabweans, those are foreigners. So why are you allowing that to happen in the Free State? Sasolburg, Zamdela Township is Elikalu. You understand? All these things, you allow them as Basotho. So now these are part of the whole criminal syndicate, which at the center thereof is destroying us. It's destroying us. So I don't want to get involved with Free State political issues. And then I see that you guys decided to then back Ramaphosa. You used to be close friends with the Zulu people. So clearly Ramaphosa managed to bewitch you, Lebo Julius Malema, to divide the Zulu from the Basotho people. But all along, before Limita, but metswalle ya lona e metjha ya Limpopo, Baloi, Limpopo, before you made them your close friends, you and Zulu people were very close friends. All right, we don't have animosities. We built great quality relationships for many years. You took care of us. We took care of you. I'm like, if you are in places like Bergville, Qwaqwa, Ladysmith, Escort, Newcastle, it was always intermixed or mixed areas between Basotho and Zulu people, and we've never had a problem. So when did you get to decide that lona se le tla mamela batho ba Limpopo ba lehloyo over your Zulu brothers? So your politics is now informed by great thuggery. When you started hating the IFP, what did the IFP do to you in the Free State? What did the IFP do to you in the Free State? And everything. I'm not an advocate of the IFP. I'm not IFP. I used to be IFP in the past, but I'm just indicating some of the damage that has been caused to the ANC, to your brains as Basotho people by the ANC. The first question that I asked is, but what did the Dikwankotla party do to Basotho of the Free State for them to hate Dikwankotla and and embrace the ANC? In alien saying this ANC, Mandela ke Mandela wa eng? What Mandela na I understand. Hey, okay, fine. Okay, so kgatello ne leng ne ba kwatisitse ko go na le that place ka jene bitswang di-Bilty, or that place makgwa a ne a dula in isolation, they were like enclosed in a fenced off area. Oh, wonderful. So now wonderful. So what do you call these gated estates? So while inside one sits on. So the only thing that was supposed to happen with the build, it was just a question of ibe multiracial, not necessarily to remove the fence that you have removed. What for? Why did you remove the fence? You should have treated that area as a gated estate. Gated estates are exactly exclusive areas. And what is wrong about those areas? It helps also in terms of crime limitations and the likes. So, but what is it? When I was there, I'm like, I was the tutanning where it was actually Matebeleng. Mo Matebeleng kopanang ting le di tutaneng le magalwaneng. So I come from the Sekafita area, the Kambule, that Kambule household. That's where I stayed. Man, understand. So like, I don't remember being bothered by the fact that those white people are staying in an enclosed area. When were you guys worrying about things like that? Why were you worrying about those things? Like these were non-issues. Like I never ever was troubled by that fact. But apparently you guys were feeling pain or high quality money in fenced off areas. Wow. I don't know. I guess we are cut differently. So you fought with Mopedi because white people were in an enclosed area separate from your areas. Wow. Okay. Nevertheless, Mopedi built endless schools for you. He brought water to all villages. Time and again, the ditrekere di fihla di tlo lokisa ditsela, grading, especially back then before the main roads were tarred. So magana dula a tla ba tlisa ditrekere ditsela ne di tsamaya, although they were gravel. All right. I mean, not just the main roads, the side roads that, because your ANC rather concentrate in main roads and neglect the side roads. All right. And then, like, kana kwele ya tlala ya 1986, how no jua poni e tshehla, water came out of the taps. So that's the other thing that I said to that group ya Qwaqwa. In the first place, Mopedi una water kept flowing out of the taps even in dire famine of 1986. So blame your ANC for the situation of having zero water coming out of your taps, and then ka jeno bua ka like the Jojo tanks, and then our bua ka di Jojo tanks. Our educated friends or thola mabitso a bona are entangled in scandals of Jojo tanks. Bafethu the Jojo tanks. So what are you expecting your neighbors to drink if you are swindling people, even Jojo tanks? Where's your conscience? Some of you were born in Qwaqwa. Selidula bani Emfuleni, because some of you I know le mane Emfuleni. Hey, well, Gauteng. I look at some of the groups that I'm in. Hey, but ba sing about the Gauteng aski batho ba leng na go really the boarding school. They were from the Free State. So okay, Gauteng. So they prospered. Rona re setse ba mo Gauteng boholo ba rona. So the new Gautengers are the people who were in the Free State. Okay. So ke lona he ba leng ya leading Bomfuleni, Bomo Johannesburg, dibaka tse kaofela. So now, so you lead in order to destroy. But ba futsana ya mane ba setse ha bana development, ha bana mesebetsi. You guys are in charge. So during your being in charge, you are shooting people to die because they are trying to do proper bookkeeping and the controlling of accounts to arrest evil that is making people to suffer. Your neighbors are suffering. So you know who are shooting these people and they are keeping silent. Turn the other way as if you don't see. Whilst you yourselves are entangled in scandals of thievery. Wow. Who would have known? Because you guys are dogs. Hey, you guys are dogs. Pigs. Can't believe that we've rubbed shoulders with some of you. Because these crimes are happening under your watch. So you went to school to groom educated thugs. Partnered with uneducated ANC thugs against their own people. You are not developing your people, you are developing your bellies. I am very disappointed at most of you. I'm very disappointed at most of you. Let me not go to other personal issues, like, let me leave it there. Basotho, stop being thugs, all right? Stop being thugs. The crimes also, I don't want to emphasize issues because I'm split there, because at the end of the day, these mining companies were thieving our land. So that this itself was the looting of your resources as Basotho for white people's prosperity and the international community. Limited to specific spaces, whether those are called homelands or in Lesotho. The Lesotho borders were determined to exclude most of the natural resources that God blessed Basotho people with, because in how yeah, Free State was supposed to work for you more than anybody, but it worked for white people as per the system that was set. And then in 1994, your ANC Basotho did not resolve that. They didn't. They allowed a system which selects token blacks around Ramaphosa who would be beneficiary billionaires of the white economy. That's what they did. They didn't care about the rest of us or you. If you think about it, if you more welcome, there were Basotho who ran their own retail supermarkets. Where are they in the economy? In Kwakwa, we had I think it was a Shabalala person, yanning ile owner Fairway Stars. Fairway Stars became Kwakwa Stars. From Kwakwa Stars, Basotho ba papa bare hauna ntho e bitswang Kwakwa, bare Free State Stars. No problem. So now, where are Fairways supermarkets today? Because that's supposed to have been a brand. If you're talking BEE, whatever, so already we had blacks who were running supermarket chains. Where are those supermarkets? Basotho ba ANC, they destroyed their own black people. They hated black entrepreneurs, self-made. They wanted everybody who prospers prosper in the card of the ANC. And in that, they empowered the same white colonialists because they destroyed their own talent. And then white colonialists have prospered and are calling us thugs because of you. Basotho, you can allow thugs to define your lives. Hopulang basics tsa botho and fight for botho to prevail. All right. Get rid of these criminals. You know them. Somebody is the girlfriend or mother or sister of this murderer that we've seen on the videos. Ebang le letswalo. Expose this man. And expose who sent him. Because exposing izinkabi or assassins without exposing who is buying them is futile, and inkabi can be replaced. We need to know who is buying these people. Expose the buyers. Okay, just to qetella ntlha, I'm not very much against the Zamazama, because I understand the need really demands rona as batho ba batsho. If we've got to do it illegally, so be it, because if the system is failing to redress the thuggery that is called a white capital economics, which is not South Africa's economy, then stuff such a system. So I'm not that much against Zamazamas, so I understand the quest there, but I ask, even in Zamazama systems, stop selling yourselves out, because even in Zamazama, you're working for the Mpopo thugs, you're working for politician thugs, you're working for Zimbabweans, you're working for Dubai Arabs and all those nasty people. Why aren't you working for Basotho economics? Why are you being exploited by thugs? Emfuleni, re kopa le expose these murderers. Free State, you've watched Basotho women dying. You've watched good people dying. Do something. This cannot be how the life of a black man ends or is defined. We are not criminals. We cannot allow white thugs of the DA in them to present themselves as holy saints because of deeds of these wicked people that you have allowed into power. Just get out of the ANC and don't even go to the EFF. Rather go to Action SA, please. Just, okay. Ke a le kopa. Kopa le join Action SA. Tswang kaofela o ANC, tswang kaofela o EFF. Don't even think of the DA. Ke kopa le join Action SA. I'm not Action SA, but I support Action SA. All right, so ke kopa. And so in your multitudes, just leave the ANC, just leave those devils, leave the ANC devils, leave EFF devils. Don't even think of those demons called the DA. Go to Action SA, please. And if the Kwankwaitla still exists in Kwakwa, yes, rather, and rather redefine the Kwankwaitla in today's terms, it's fine. All right. So, but do us a favor, Basotho. Do not allow thugs, Basotho thugs of Soweto and the Val to continue deceiving you, because they are the ones who deceived you to protect their ANC interests. They are thugs, they are criminals, they are in car hijacking, they do all these wicked, evil things. Don't make them to continue defining your, or rather misrepresenting the truth to you as Basotho. So don't listen to them anymore. Just leave the ANC, the EFF. Don't even join the DA. Just go to Action SA. Action SA and maybe other organizations as well. But definitely not those three. Not those three devils. Don't continue on those three devils. I ask you. All right. Restore Basotho to glory. Thank you.